that time to situate yourself well. Moving sitting bones, letting your pelvis find that tilt so that your belly is coming a little bit forward. As you rest your hands down, lengthen your sides. Physically think of lifting from hips to armpit. Roll longer through your entire side bodies. Then as you let your eyes close here, begin to tune into a full deep breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. And now bring one hand to rest at your heart. The other hand, you can make peace fingers and touch them to the floor, or you can set all of your fingertips on the floor. And then take a couple deep breaths here as you inhale and exhale, tuning into grounding, feeling connected. And now palms connect and draw your thumbs to your third eye, your intuition center, and to your heart, your compassion center, and bow toward your heart. And then as you softly open your eyes and release your hands down, take a moment to keep your gaze down. Keep your hands pressing against your legs and just engage your legs a little bit. So engage from your feet. Think of maybe pressing through your sitting bones into whatever you're sitting on, and then draw your shoulders further up and back. Tuck your chin even further in toward your chest. Shake your head no toward the ground. Good. And then as you come back up to center, again, shoulders are up and back, lengthen up through the back of your neck, and shake your head no, straight ahead. And as your head comes over to the right side, tuck your chin down, take a hold of the back of your head with your right hand. Move your left shoulder blade further onto your back and take a deep breath. Then gently release your hand down. Turn your head over to the left side, tuck your chin down and take a hold of the back of your head with your left hand. Move your right shoulder blade further onto your back. Take a full breath. Then inhale back into center. Now hands clasp. Pull forward with your arms, round back through your spine, your chin tucks in. Add that little bit of movement here, side to side through your shoulders, allowing for a little stretch to happen, maybe down into your lats and even further into your low back. Then inhale, sit tall, your hands stay clasped, but turn your palms forward. Plug in with your shoulder blades onto your back and then lift up with your arms, pressing upward through your palms and keeping a broadening action through tops of shoulders. Low belly, low ribs engaged. Take a couple big breaths. Now gently release your hands. Take your right hand across to your left knee or thigh, wherever it's comfortable. Take your left fingertips behind your hip and press down to find more lift and length through your sides. Then engage your low ribs to help you twist just a little bit more. Inhale, come back into center again. Clasp your hands. Turn your palms forward. Plug in with your shoulder blades and lift your arms up. As you press up, also broaden tops of shoulders. And now from here, a little side to side sway. And then back into center, keep your sitting bones rooted from your low ribs. Gently twist to the left side. Inhale to center and exhale to the right side. Inhale back to center. Now releasing your hands, take that twist over to the right side. Right hand to your knee or thigh, or left hand to your knee or thigh rather. Right fingertips behind you. Press down and find lots of lift and length. As you exhale, low ribs draw in to help you twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back into center. Switch the cross of your legs, taking the less comfortable cross for yourself, and move your sitting bones. And now hands come to your back. You're going to make fists and bring them to your low back. Create a little press down onto the top parts of your glutes, your low back. And as you press down, start to lift your shoulders up and back, hug your elbows toward each other, and begin to lift your chest. As you lift your chest, engage your low belly, your low ribs, so you're not completely splaying out into your front body, but you're staying a little protected with a little tone. Take a full big breath. Now inhale back up to center, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, take that twist over to the left again. Again, your right hand to your left knee or thigh. Left fingertips for a moment, press down to help you find that length through your sides. And then if it's in your practice, you're lifting your left arm up and stretching back a little bit toward the right side. Take a big deep breath and feel your left ribs expanding. Both shoulder blades are engaging. Then inhale back up to center. Reach your arms wide and up. Pause, lengthen your sides, reach up higher. Then exhale, take your twist over to the right side. Left hand to your right knee or thigh. Use your right fingertips to help you lengthen. And then if you'd like to, you can reach your right arm to the sky and then stretch it back just a little bit. Take a full big breath. Fill out your right ribs. Inhale, back up to center. Now shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we're going to do a little stretch of our feet as we shift into our child's pose. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. Now, tucking your toes under, shift your hips back towards your heels, and then you'll work your way into your child's pose here. And take a couple big breaths, allowing your belly to press against your legs. And now inhale, gently rise up to your hands and knees, blocks handy for you. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. You're coming into this lunge with your back knee on the ground. Work your back knee back as far as you need. Center off your hips and then lift up into your lifted lunge here. Gratitude arms, or you can always take your hands to your hips, or you can reach straight up, your choice. Take a full big breath. As you pull your low belly in, lift your sides up higher. Next, exhale, hands come all the way down to your blocks. Find what you're using for blocks. And now shift your hips back, coming towards straight with your front leg, coming into this half split or half monkey pose. Your blocks get to be underneath your shoulders. Shift where your front heel is to a little more comfortable spot for you. Comfort is relative in this pose. It's not a comfortable pose. So push your heel down and let your knee lift. Then wrap your right hip back so your hips are coming a little bit more level with each other. Now tilt your sitting bones up. Keep pulling back with your toes. This should be giving a little stretch to your calf muscles and a little work through your shins. Take another big deep breath. Then inhale, bend into your front knee and settle back onto hands and knees. Pause on hands and knees for a moment. Set yourself up, stacking yourself well, and then push with your hands. Make sure palms and fingertips are all pressing in. Rotate elbow pits forward, and now move through a slow, thoughtful cat-cow. Inhale, as your belly releases down, your sitting bones tilt up. Exhale, lifting your belly, let your upper back expand. Inhaling and exhaling, moving with your breath, tuning into what's showing up in your body. And then come back into center here. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Again, blocks here, handy for when we need them. And then work your back knee back. Center off your hips and then lift up as high as your body needs. So you're either going to come to a low place with your arms, hands to your hips, or reach up. Okay, so your choice. Take a full big breath, wrap your left hip back, and settle deeper into your front knee and tone your belly. Remember to support your low back. Take a big breath. Then exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. And then work your front leg towards straight. Shift your blocks back to where you can be stacked, wrists under shoulders. Pull your toes back and push down with your heel. This helps you not hyperextend your knee. And then wrap back with your left hip. This will help your whole leg rotate a little bit. Now tilt up with your sitting bones. Extend your heart forward. Take a full breath. Keep pulling back with your toes, keeping that flexion of the foot. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Plant your hands. And then rotate elbow pits forward and push. Push your toes down into the ground. Lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog pose. And then we'll take a couple of slow pedals on each side. So bend your left leg. Thinking of reaching your right heel toward the ground, your right thigh bone back. Even think of tilting your sitting bones up here. Big full breath. And then switch sides. Right knee bends, left thigh presses back, left heel reaches toward the ground. And then one more time on each side. Switching sides again, reaching through the right heel, left knee is bent, sitting bones lift. One last switch. Take a full big breath as you send your sitting bones up. As you stretch through your calf muscle on the left leg, left thigh bone is pressing back. Come back into center now here and lift up tall onto both sets of toes, sitting bones lift. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Hands to hips. Press your hips back, start to lift up and open through your heart and rise all the way up to stand. And from standing, inner hip distance apart and parallel with your feet. Fire up your toes and then root them down. Push into the ground. Turn your palms forward, close your eyes and take a full breath, feeling your body in this space right here, right now. And now shifting over to balance onto your left foot. Left hand to your hip, right hand takes a hold of your right knee, give your foot a flex, and then open your knee up to the right side. You've been here before many times, so take a couple of moments to notice the stability you can create on your left side. So bend into your left knee, squeeze your glute and push into the floor. Lift your chest, and then maybe you switch to reaching up with your left arm. Take a big deep breath. Wrap your right glute down and under. Your knee will turn more upward when you do that. Good. So now left hand back to your hip. Cross right ankle over your left knee, or you can always touch your toes to the ground on the other side of your foot. That's always an option here. But start to bend your knees and sit your hips back. If you want to, hands can come down to something here, a block, to a table or a chair, to the wall. But push your sitting bones back, take a really big breath. And then inhale, rise all the way back up and set your foot on the ground. And now find your balance onto your right foot. Right hand to your hip. Lift your left knee up into your hand and give your foot a flex. Again, pause for a moment and notice your standing leg. Give a bend to your knee, squeeze your glute, push into the floor, turn your knee open. Good flex to your foot. That's that dorsiflexion. It's like a fin. Now wrap your glute down and under on your left leg. Lift your ribs, lift your chest. Maybe you stretch up here. Take a big deep breath. Good, back into center. Right hand to your hip. Left ankle crosses over your right knee. And then start to sit back as much as your body is ready for. Maybe you hold on to something for support, but send your sitting bones back, getting that length through your low back, a little stretch more through your glutes here. Take a big breath. Good, inhale, rise all the way back up, set your foot down and find feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, soft knees, fold over your legs. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. And now find your blocks. Step your right foot back into your lunge. And from here, we'll move a few times in and out of a lunge. So we'll take a hamstring stretch and the hip opening lunge. Wrap your left hip back, and the goal is to keep that action happening even as you bend into your knee and then straighten it. So bend more into your left knee even as you're wrapping your hip back on the left side. Extend your heart. Now as you exhale, work your left leg towards straight, back knee bent. And again, hip wrapping back the whole time. Big toe mound pushing down. Extend your spine long. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Exhale, work your front leg toward straight, back knee bent. One more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and step forward into your fold. Exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge. Pause, send your right hip crease back in space and grow long through your spine. And then exhale, front leg towards straight, back knee bent. Inhale, front knee bent. Exhale, front leg straight. As you move with your breath a couple more times, keep wrapping back with your right hip and pushing down through your right big toe mound. Good. Then inhale, bend into your front knee and step forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your hands, step all the way back, downward facing dog pose. Take a deep breath. Then lower down all the way to your knees, hips to heels. Take a child's pose. Three more deep breaths in your child's pose. Then inhale, gently push yourself up to your seat and grab your pillow or bolster, whatever you're using. You're going to set it at the front of your mat, and we're going to get a little bit into a shoulder stretch here. So we're going to lay our bellies over our bolsters. Space at the front for your arms and your shoulders. And now you're going to cross left arm over to the right side. Right arm crosses in front of it. So you're crossing the elbows, and then tuck your chin down. It might rest on your arm here. Take a couple big breaths into that space in between your shoulder blades. Fill out your belly with breath. And now gently uncross your arms. And now it's your right arm that comes across first, and then your left arm crosses. And again, tuck your chin down. Maybe it rests right against your arm. And take some deep breaths again into that space in between your shoulder blades. Again, fill up your belly. Then unwind your arms. Hands help you to press and push back to hands and knees. And now you're gonna push the bolster a little further forward and we'll take a little stretch through the outside edge of our legs. So from this place, sit with your left hip right up against the bolster, right near it, and then extend your left leg out to the right side so it's crossing to the other side. Right leg can reach back behind you. Turn your torso towards your bolster, and you can even shift where your bolster is so that it feels more comfortable. And then start to rest, letting your head rest down. Take some full big breaths and recognize any sensation that's present through your left hip, through your SI joint, wherever it's showing up or whatever it is. Maybe it's your IT band. And now gently use your hands to support you to press all the way back up to your seat. And then you're going to bend your knees and simply rotate yourself to face the left side. Right hip right up against the bolster. You're going to stretch your right leg out to the right side. Left leg can extend back if you want. Turn your belly towards your bolster and then start to recline. And just notice the difference in the sensations on this side. And then gently use your hands to support you back up to a seat. And you're going to bring your legs around and set your bolster aside for now. But then we're going to lay all the way down onto our backs. And from our backs, just a little bit of rocking. Knees into your chest. And as you rock side to side, take it slow enough that you can rock a good ways over onto your side. Maybe onto the outside edge of your hip. Maybe your elbow acts as your bumper. Then open your knees up wide and pause here. I want you to notice the tilt of your pelvis. So allow even more tilt to happen so that your sitting bones are trying to move down. And then extend your legs. Take a hold behind the back sides of your thighs, outsides of shins, or maybe reach up for your feet if you can keep that tilt of your pelvis. So as you allow that tilt to happen, we're going to start to move into more of a hamstring stretch. So as you rock over to the left side, you're extending your left leg as long and straight as it's comfortable. Then come back to center and rock to the right, extending your right leg. And come back to center and rock to the left. And keep going a couple more times to each side, just giving that little added bit of stretch. And as you come back into center now, draw your knees in and begin to lift your legs up. And then reach through your heels here. Take your hands to your upper thighs and just give a little push onto your upper thighs, creating space in the hip crease. And then flex and point your feet. Your knees might be considerably bent here. Really depends on what's going on with hamstrings. Now bend your knees, set your footprints on the ground, and start to work your way into your most comfortable resting pose. So feel free to add your bolster underneath your knees for support. Or knees opening wide in the butterfly with feet together. or whatever it is that your body could use to be able to settle and rest for another moment in time. Shavasana. Begin to take a deeper breath. Add some gentle movement into your fingers and toes. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll over to your side. And now gently press yourself back up to your seat. Take a hand to your heart and peace fingers to the floor beside you. With your eyes closed, we'll tune into feeling this grounded mudra and this grounded place. And if you'd like to tune into the affirmation of I am always safe at the center of my being, you're welcome to. Inhaling, I am always safe. Exhaling at the center of my being. Now connect palms together at heart center. Draw them to your third eye and back to your heart and bow towards your heart. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Namaste.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.